Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. I haven't said that in far too long. So hello to the 5 of you who will be back right away and excited to see me. I know that I promised to return a year ago and then I didn't. Second half of accounting school was way harder than the first, who would have thunk it? But I'm graduated now, I am back, and I have no idea what my upload schedule will be, but YouTube says that time is up, I have to upload or lose monetization, so I'm back. My hand has been forced. I'm trying to get my hobbies back anyway, so, you know, it's a good thing. This is not the video I planned to start with, but I was at Dollarama the other day and I saw these markers and I just had to. So, Dollarama, it's basically Canada's equivalent of the Dollar Tree. It's a big dollar store chain that sells stuff for more than $1, as you can see. And I know I've seen this brand Artist Series at other dollar stores, but it's right on the package. Dollarama, Montreal, Quebec. I'm not in Montreal, I'm in Newfoundland. It's national chain. I don't know if they sell I don't know if they sell this at other dollar stores. I've seen the brand at other dollar stores. I don't know if there are other sets. I only saw these. I tried to look them up online and I only saw these. They claim to be gradient markers. They're alcohol markers. They show touching the tips together and getting a smooth gradient. So they're trying to be chameleon markers without the cap technology. And honestly, tip to tip, you can do this with any alcohol marker. It doesn't have to be specifically for that. But that tells me that these are going to behave like the alcohol markers we all know and love. Interesting that each set has a blender pen, and it says specifically you can smooth the gradient with the blender marker white. But it doesn't properly instruct how to do that. If you know anything about blending with alcohol markers, you know that if you want a really smooth gradient, you should put the blender down first, and that doesn't say that. That's not intuitive. People are going to rub on top with the blender marker and they're just going to dilute patches and it's not going to look good. 6-pack of markers, 5 colors, and a blender for $3.50 Canadian. That is a pretty good deal. I went to Dollarama looking for these. I'll put a picture up on screen. They're basically like the Touch New, Touch 5, those ones. And I did find them in the city. Not at the $2 Dollaramas in my town, but in the city. I was in town and I found them. And I was gonna get them. And then I went back to the craft section and found these. Those were in the office supplies section. I don't know why they weren't together. Had to try these. Let's test them out and then we'll do some artwork with them. I meant to say it before, I don't think I did, but these barrels really remind me of the Ecoline markers, which I used to have. I can't show you anymore because I didn't like them so much that I threw them out. But these are alcohol-based, so they're different. Let's have a little play, shall we? First of all, just what are the nibs like? Okay. Yeah, my lighting here is terrible. I need to fix that. This is a brand new desk from what I used to have. So these are definitely a felt brush nib. It kind of sort of already looks frayed, but I think it's just dry from probably how long it's been there. Okay, nice color. What does the blender do just on this? Oh, the blender is not the same brush. It's more of a... well, it's not a fine nib, but it's like the big version of the fine nib. See, and this is what's going to happen when people don't understand what it means about using the blender to create a gradient. You're just going to get a streak. You're supposed to put it down first. Color looks different on top. Not the best quality ink, but could do interesting things. Not a very smooth blend there, but with alcohol markers, really, you're not going to blend two really different colors. You need to get very close colors. So something like this should make a nice, interesting blend. These are acting like they've dried out, which doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense. I don't know, I think that looks better on camera than it does in person. It's drying down nice. Let's see these other colors. Ooh, I like that. Just a random comment, but has anybody ever, like, identified with one color, one favorite color that's, like, your personality, that's your color, and then all of a sudden 3 decades into your life that changes and you have a different favorite color? Because that happened to me. Like, red being my favorite color was just, you know, as much a part of my identity as my name. And then a couple years ago I realized that actually I really like purple. So because of my terrible lighting setup here, I don't think the camera is picking that up correctly, but this is like a berry color. And this actually looks like a nice true red. But the marker is so pink. There's no other way to describe it. The barrel is pink. I will fix my lighting over here very soon. I promise. I didn't plan to film over here. This is a brand new desk. The color of the desk is way too dark, so I've got paper down. It's a crappy looking setup. I will get stuff. I promise. And for the people who randomly stumble across this video because you're interested in these markers, I know it's been said before, she's rambling. Stop rambling. We don't care. Just talk about the art supplies. You know what? My channel. Mute me. Okay, so that's the color palette we've got to work with. Let's try the tip-to-tip thing. Just like, we all know it works. They're alcohol markers, but let's see how well these do and see how well the colors clear off the nib after. So can we see that? We're going to touch the green to the yellow. We are holding the green higher so that gravity helps us here. And we should start off with green and then start to get yellow. Yes, we are. Beautiful. But if I turn the nib over, yeah, it's still contaminated. Like, gonna have to color all sides of the nib. And probably also gonna have to put something else down because where this paper is overlapped actually made a ridge in the coloring. Okay. Yeah. So if you live in Canada and you're near a Dollarama, these Artist Series Gradient alcohol markers, they're decent. They're not Copics, but you can't beat the price. You do get blenders. It's an interesting set of colors. I would like to see some earth tones. I would like to see a gray set, but it's an interesting set of colors. You can work with this. If you're curious about alcohol markers and this is accessible to you, I would recommend these over the other set that I put a picture of, because like, they're the brush nib. Everybody's curious about the brush nib. There's more colors here. I would say that this is probably a better quality ink than the other ones. Not by much, but probably a little bit. Not my favorite. It's not going to replace my Ohuhus or anything. I went and pre-drew a Leafeon. I already figured that I probably wasn't going to actually use the gradient effect too much. I'm probably going to do it to join some colors here instead of doing a hard edge like you would normally see in Pokemon. And I don't have a brown, So I'm going to have to play around and mix for a color or give her something that isn't brown for the spots that should be brown. But I think it will turn out cute. Let's go into time-lapse. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back and ramble at you in voiceover or if you're just going to enjoy some music right now, but either way, be back at the end. Alright, so there's our little Leafeon, and I'm going to amend my statement that this ink is not going to be any better than the cheap touch markers that you can get anywhere on the internet. It's about the same. This darkest green just does not blend. This, which looks like a dark yellow in person, is very, very orange. And this purple-orange combination made a lovely brown at first, and then has turned more and more orange as I went on. And I'm not sure if I succeeded in giving a muted brown in the finished picture or not with that combination. She's cute, kind of rushed, kind of a quick job. What can I say? First video back in like a year, and my previous video was not an art video. So tell me what you think. Dollarama Artist Series Gradient Alcohol Markers. Are they a good budget brand? Would you buy them? Would you try them? Do you think people should keep looking? Maybe try these other ones? I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure what my schedule will be, but I'm back. To some extent. See you in the next one.